Good morning all, and welcome to the second day of the Customer Experience Management Event 2017 live from Cape Town. The entire audience around the world will be able to gain access to this live stream via Bitly. It was tweeted this morning onto the hashtag CEM Africa. We'll send that out again later this morning. And today we've got Lizette Akker, the Associate Partner, and she also heads up the CEM team at IQ Business. She's been there for 11 years already now, and she's just recently moved into that position. I would like to congratulate you on that, and I'm going to hand over the microphone so that you can introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Although I've been there for 11 years, I've only been doing CEM for 4. Very fascinating subject, loving it every day. So thank you for having me here.
Great, thank you. And it's an amazing platform for IQ Business. You're a sponsor this year again. Thank you very much from Kinetic for actually sponsoring this amazing platform. We have record numbers come through the door this year as well. And for the first time, we're actually live streaming it. So we're going to get a much larger audience international in years to come. We're hoping that the live streaming platform will provide value to IQ Business moving forwards. And wanted to start off with, what has your experience been of the CEM Africa 2017 so far?
Great experience, as with every year. I'd say every year it gets bigger and bigger. The first year we were here, really new kids on the block, didn't know anybody, so took it as a good opportunity to network. This year it was a case of coming back and being welcomed by a group of friends. There's been so many people, clients that are here, partners that are here that we've been engaging with. It's been really fascinating. The level of conversation has been great. There's been a lot of interest in terms of the work that we've been doing. There's a lot of insight that's been developed over the years. I really find the level of maturity has been great over the years, moving from the traditional view of customer service and being very call center and front office driven, and now starting to really filter through into the rest of the organization, which is really fascinating for us.
That's really great news. 4 years running in terms of sponsorship here at the Kinetic. It's really good for business, I would have thought. From an ANFARM perspective, we're actually seeing a lot of networking and connection making as well. So it's great to hear that that's resonating across the event this year once again. In terms of why organizations, and moving on in terms of looking at the value that CEM bring to sponsors and to customers that actually attend the event. Organizations are looking to break down and tear down traditional siloed structures within their business. It's part and key parcel of enabling customer centricity. Do you think there is substantial value in actually deconstructing those silos that we have within organizations today?
Absolutely. I think that's one of our big challenges that we face when we become customer-centric. If you look at the way in which our organizations are organized currently, it really is based on a very old way of thinking. Those traditional organization structures really come from the industrial age. That's from the 1700s. And we've done everything else that has fundamentally changed the way we work. But somehow the way we organize our structures, the way we work on a day-to-day basis in our silos and in our functional expertise has not changed. And when we look at it from a customer perspective, we've always been so inward focused. We've always thought about what's best for the organization. How do we structure ourselves to get those operational efficiencies? How do we streamline everything internally? And really, if you think about it from a customer's point of view, I'm sure all of us have been at the receiving end of having to bounce around from one department to the next if we are trying to engage with an organization and solve a problem. You phone the call center. The call center can't necessarily help you. They pass you on to the next person. The next person can't help you. They pass you on to the next person. Nobody takes ownership. No one's accountable for it. And you as the customer gets left feeling really frustrated. So it's about everybody acknowledging. There was a key theme yesterday about ownership, about everybody has to own the customer experience, and that really rings true for us. We can't emphasize it more. It's about making sure that everybody's aligned to the same outcome, and that is really an outcome which is to make the customer experience effortless. To make it easy for the customer to engage with us, to meet those needs in that moment, and to make it enjoyable to engage with that customer and with that brand. And it's not just about the one interaction, it's about the overall organizational impact. So you see in many organizations those core supporting areas where, like Forrester mentioned, legal yesterday, legal, finance. Typically, when we go into an organization and we try and engage with them from a customer experience perspective, those guys get left out. They're not interested. They don't believe that it's their job to engage with the customer. And that can't be further than the truth. So for us, it's really exciting to see this theme come out more strongly every year, and for organizations really to take the bull by the horns and to start transforming, to start making that difference, to bring everyone along with them on that journey. And it's not an easy role. It's not something that can be done overnight. It's a good 3 to 4 year journey for most organizations. So it's exciting for us to see the sort of the penny drop and for that to take place.
That's really exciting. So IQ Business are very, very key part and parcel of the transitioning process, wherein large organisations have siloed implementations where cross communication even within the organisation is very, very difficult. You're assisting those organisations to transition the siloed approach in terms of communication into a more agile sort of approach to being able to actually communicate and allow communication between those. Okay, in terms of the consequences of not doing or not breaking down those silos within an organisation, what would you recommend to the CEM online audience on this live stream that a typical result would be if they do not start with the transitioning on breaking down those silos?
Sadly, you're going to go out of business. It's as simple as that. We're in the world where consumers are driving what is required. Consumers are really the powerful force behind this change, and they will start demanding more and more. So if we're not going to make those changes, if we're not going to get on board, start breaking down those silos, we really align strongly with those agility principles. It's around creating cross-functional teams. You need to have the skill set where it's important for your customer at that moment in time. So it's about creating those cross-functional teams. If you need to have a marketing and a salesperson and a specialist in the same room together, then that's what you need to create. You need to create those functional teams that really can work together, can collaborate, can co-create, and be more responsive to what a client requirement is at that particular point in time. So the responsiveness is critical. Our traditional silos seem to create long-winded processes and many handovers from one person to the next, to the next, to the next. That creates cost, which is unnecessary. So when we're in a position where we want to drive down costs, we want to function optimally, we want to make a profit. Ultimately, that's why we're in business. We want to serve customers and do it profitably, right? So if we don't do it that way, it's not sustainable. We go out of business. Simple as that.
So it's as easy as, if you don't start, or if you haven't started with your transitioning out of your silos to allow cross communication between the organisation, there's a really high likelihood that Hello Peter is going to get to you rather sooner than later. I really want to thank you for your time this morning. We are a bit short on time at the moment. I'm going to hand over the microphone for you to hand over the last word, and would like to thank you, Lizette, for coming on to the live stream today. and I'm going to hand over the microphone so that you can give us an outgoing statement.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been great being here. I've thoroughly enjoyed the presentation so far, and I'm looking forward to the last round this afternoon. For everyone else out there, thank you for joining us. Bye.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to the next interview, which will be live pretty shortly during the break sessions. Please stand by for the next interview.